Good evening, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're loud and clear.
Okay, we should wait, Amar, right? For few
We'll wait
minutes.
for 5 minutes and then we'll start.
Amar, the files are uploaded in LMS because I've shared few.
Day three, day four.
Yeah.
I will just check, ma'am,
Okay.
with the
Okay.
team. If it's
Yeah,
not there, I
because
will.
there's a query. So I said it is already shared, but it will get uploaded.
Okay, fine, ma'am. I will
Yeah.
check with them. Yes.
Amar, I can start by the time others will join.
We can start.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Okay, good evening, everyone. So till others are joining, okay, we will just go through what we have completed till now, because this is the fifth day. Okay, so we are about to complete 1 week of training. So we start off with what is C programming, okay, and we have understood about what is the structure of C, how to write, how to compile, and then how to write the programs, instructions, okay, starting from very basic, and then we have moved on to a little bit advanced coding. Okay, so in these 4 days, okay, we completed with C programs, taking input, output, formatting input, output. Okay, then we started with the conditional constructs, and we completed few programs on the conditional constructs yesterday. Okay, and also one quiz was conducted yesterday for very basic questions. Only 10 questions were there, right? And there was one request to discuss about these quiz questions. Okay, and one question how it is getting evaluated. So that also I will be doing today. Okay, so before that, I will just have a quick recap, okay? And then we are going to start with the remaining topics of the iterative construct. Then we will start with very important, the looping construct, okay? This is going to be very important because this will be used in the next session, which is arrays, okay? 2 days we are going to do arrays itself. And algorithms, okay? How to use algorithms, how to use the data structure, not okay all, because that is a very vast topic, but then yes, how to make use of that. So these topics are very important, okay, for the further sessions also, right? Talking about all the data files, okay, the PPTs and the PDFs, whatever I have created, till day 4, everything is shared. It will be getting uploaded. Okay, so these 2 days, when you're not having the session, you can work on them. So assignment till day 4 is shared. Okay, that will get uploaded. So I'll discuss about the assignment also. Okay, for day 4, not for today, but till yesterday. Okay, so that within these 2 days, you can, work on all the codes, all the, assignments, whatever is given, right? Okay, so let us start with the topic first, and then later we will discuss on the quiz questions. So I'm going to share the screen. Let me know the screen is visible. Yeah, you can just confirm whether the screen is visible. Just any one of you can confirm. Yeah, okay, fine. So yesterday, first we completed with some of the formatting options, okay, for scanf. So input modifiers, that example we have gone through, okay, and then we started with this decision making constructs, okay, simple decisions, if else statement, multi-way, nested if switch case, and ternary operator. Then we had gone through these different types of the control statements. Okay, so the coding for the first three we have done, that is the if demo. Okay, then we have done with the if else demo. Okay, and if else if demo, that is your multiple if else demo we have done. So first was very basic, okay, taking the salary, and based on the total hours we need to add the 10% bonus. Then if else we had find out whether a given year is a leap year or not. Okay, so here in the if we were having multiple conditions to evaluate. Then in the third example, we did with the marks, okay, and giving the grade. And since here multiple conditions are given. So you will have the multiple else if else condition. Okay. So these are the three examples we did. Now let us come to the next example. Okay. So these are the case studies I am working on. Okay. This PDF also I will be sharing. Okay. Now nested if else statement. Determine the largest of three numbers using nested conditions. Okay, now fourth question is of nested if else statement. That means within the if you will have the another if else. Okay, now this can be done by two ways, right? So compare numbers step by step using inner if. Okay, now this is the logic, right? Now let us start writing the code for that also. So I'll be taking a new file and let us save this file. Okay, so this is the nested if else. Okay, so nested if else. So we have got day 4. Okay, so this is the nested if else demo. Okay, since the language is not selected, so I'm saving the file in double quotes so that .c extension is always, taken. Now coming to writing the very first header file stdio.h. Okay, and then we will write the main function. So initial coding, it's better if you do in Notepad. Later on, you can make use of the IDE once you know. So we have 3 variables to define here. Okay, because we need to find out the largest of the 3 numbers. Then we will ask the user to enter 3 numbers. Okay, so till now, you know how to take the input from the user. Then scanf, multiple inputs in the same statement, %d, %d, %d. And then we will use the address of A, address of B, and address of C. Okay, now first way is we will make use of the if else statement. So if A is greater than B, okay, again I'm going to open the bracket. Inner bracket if A is greater than C also, because we are comparing 3 numbers. Okay. So if A is greater than B, if A is greater than C within the nested if else. Okay. Now you will print here that A is greater. Okay. So printf, you will write here largest number. Okay. So largest is equal to %d. It is integer. Okay. So you can have float. For that you can use a different format, right? Else you will print the whatever number is largest. Okay, so largest, because this is largest. Okay, so else part will be the largest number, which is the other number. Okay, this is C. C will be the largest because we are still in the inner block. Okay, so if A is greater than B, then again we are checking if A is greater than C or not. So if A is greater than C, then we will print largest number is A, else we will print largest number is C, because we are still in the inner if condition. We are in the inner if condition. Okay. Then we are using the else part. Okay, so let us write the else part now. And here in the else, if B is greater than C, okay, then we are going to print B is greater. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this again. And then we will print here that largest is nothing but B. Then else, okay, largest will be C, because we are checking with C. Okay, so this if is closed here, we have to close only one. So let us remove this. Okay, so this is your code for nested if else. Now let us first run this. So I already have opened the command prompt. Okay, for day 4. So GCC output I'm taking in the a.exe. So simply write the file name. So nested if else demo.c. Okay. So int main, yes. This main closing, I forgot. So let us write return 0 is not written, but it is okay. Still you will see that there is no error, but let us write down. Okay, now the input for 3 numbers needs to be given. Now always, whenever you are writing any particular logic, okay, which involves, if else or nested if else, right? Always test with all the possible conditions. Okay, that is important. Don't only check for one number. You need to provide the inputs, okay, for all the 3 numbers which will be largest to check whether you will be getting the correct output. So if I'm going to give 1, 2 and 3, I'm getting largest is 3 out of these 3 numbers. Okay. Now let us have the second number as the largest number. So if I'm going to give 2, 4 and 3, I will get largest is 4. And if I'm going to give the first number as largest, okay, so I should get largest is equal to 4. Yes, if you are giving 2 numbers which are same, you will get largest is equal to 2. Whatever the first condition is checked, that output you will be getting. Okay. So one way is that you are using the nested if else here, okay, to check the number which is greater. Now, instead of this, you can also use another way, another logic to write the program. See, understand, you can have different logics, okay, for a particular problem. But you need to know, okay, if you go to understanding the data structures, okay, the program which is utilizing less memory is more efficient, correct? Less memory and space, that is the resources. So second way is using the short circuit, okay. Now these logical operators are also known as the short circuit operators. So logic to determine the largest number. Okay, so this is another way. Okay, so let us write that code. This is quite simple. So you can simply start writing this condition. A is greater than B and sorry, let us give something like this. A is greater than equal to B and A is greater than equal to C. Okay, and printf. Okay, so here I'm going to write percentage %d is the largest. Okay, let us just modify the output and then /n, and here A will be largest. Okay, now similarly, I'll just go ahead and copy these statements for the different other condition. So here you're going to write if B is greater than A. Okay, if B is greater than A and B is greater than C, so here the greater number will be B. And then you will write C. Okay, so C is greater than B and C is greater than A. Okay. Sorry, B is already written here, so I will make this A. Okay, so now your C is going to be greater. Okay. So you can also use this short circuit logic to determine the largest number. Okay. So let us run this also. Okay, so let us go with 3 numbers. So 3 is largest I'm getting in this particular order. And if I will give this order, okay. So in any particular order of numbers, whichever is the largest, you will be getting the largest. Okay, so this is another way of writing the logic, okay, for determining the largest number, right? We will discuss this about later on after completing all, okay, what is the efficient way, okay, to write the program. So this was the one, nested if else. Okay, now let us go to the switch case statement. Create a simple menu-driven calculator that performs all these arithmetic operations based on user's choice. Now, when you have got multiple, okay, or different values for a particular single variable, you can make use of the switch case to handle this, okay. Now, I will not be writing for all, okay, you can write for all the arithmetic operations later on. So let us understand, okay, how to write a switch case statement. And here, like if you will see, I have not opened the curly brackets, okay, after the if statement because single statement is written. But it is a good practice to make use of the blocks, open the brackets, and then you write that in the curly brackets, okay. So let us go to the next, okay. So this is a switch case demo. So let me quickly write the code. Okay, I'll save this file. And this is the switch case demo.c. Okay. So once you are saving, you will see that the language will be automatically taken. Okay, now let us start writing the code. So this is int main. Okay, then always first only write return 0 if you want to write float a and b, because we will be working on the float numbers now for performing the arithmetic operations. Then we will be accepting the choice from the user, okay, like what user needs to perform. So first of all, we will ask the user to enter two numbers, okay. This can be float number or integer. Scanf, because integer can be taken into float. We know, we already did with what is implicit typecasting, okay. So scanf, we will be taking the numbers, okay. Use this f, then address of A and address of B. Okay, now to first give the menu to the user, you need to print that. Okay, what type of menu you want to give to the user? So first is I'm simply going to write a menu, okay, /n. Instead of using multiple printf, use only one printf and use the /n. Okay, /n. Then second will be subtract. Okay, then we will have /n. Third, you can give multiply. Okay, /n. And fourth, you can give divide. Okay, you can have the last one also. We will have these, right? Now, printf, we are going to accept the choice from the user, enter choice. Now, you can tell clearly to the user that choice should be between 1 to 4. Okay, choice must be between 1 to 4. That you need to tell the user here, okay, when you are accepting the input from the user. Okay. Then the scanf, you will take the input, which is in integer, so D, and then we will be using the choice variable. Okay. See, why this needs to be, even if user is going to give 5, because see, 1 is add, okay, 1 is add, 2 is subtract, 3 is multiply, 4 is divide. So if user is going to enter 5, that should go to the default block. Okay. Now we will start writing the switch. So whenever you are using a switch, okay, that is going to take the choice. Okay, that is going to take the choice. Okay, that means you need to switch between the different choice values, and these different choice values will be nothing but the case statement. So it will, this case can either take character value or integer value. So case 1, okay, so what is the first one? The first one is nothing but addition, and the addition of these two numbers, whatever is taken from the user, that should happen. Okay, so we can directly go with the printf statement, okay, and I can write result is equal to percentage. Let us give 2 decimal, okay, that we have already done, a plus b. Okay, and then you need to write the break statement. See, this is very important. After this, you need to include the break statement. Otherwise, the second case statement will get executed. Okay, so this is addition. So I can write the add result here. Be specific in giving the output. Okay, so similarly, now I will go ahead and paste this. Okay, because we have got 4 different conditions. Okay, so this is case 2. Then this is case 3. Okay, case 4. So here, this is nothing but case 2 is what? It is subtraction. Okay, so here I'm simply going to write the subtract result. Okay, so here you are going to simply go with a minus b. Later on, when we are going to, work on the user defined functions. Okay, from here you can call the different functions. Okay, then 3 is nothing but multiply. Okay, so I can write multiply result, and here it will be a into b. So one variable has got the different values, and based on that different values, you need to execute the different code, okay, or task. So divide result. So here you will be writing divide. Now the question is, even though you are giving the choices to the user, what if user is going to type a choice which is not okay in this given case numbers? So that should go to the default. So in the switch case, always at the end there is a default. Okay, and in the default you can print, okay, what? Invalid number or whatever you need to give. So this is invalid choice. Okay, so even if you're not writing break here, that is okay. Fine. Now, one more thing is there. When you divide a number, okay, by a number, now we know that a number is not divisible by 0. Okay, so wherever possible, you need to do the validation of the input. Okay, so if this b is 0, you should give a proper error message to the user. Okay, so before that, first let us execute this much and see. So let us compile the switch case. Okay, so here we are having the escape character. /n has to be given. I have not given n, so let me just write n. Okay. So now if you see, we have got enter 2 numbers. Okay, so I can give any 2 numbers here. So what I'm getting, okay, so after accepting the 2 numbers, I want a new line. That is why /n. Okay, so one more new line is there. Then I'm printing menu. After menu, new line. Then 1 is add, 2 is subtract, 3 is multiply, 4 is divide. Enter the choice. Now till here in sequence, the instructions are getting executed. Okay, now enter choice 1 to 4, line number 11. Now I need to give the choice. Okay, so let us say I'm giving the choice 1. So I'm getting add result is equal to 30. This is correct. Okay, let us go with the next one. So enter 2 numbers. So let us say 3 and 4. Okay, then I will go for the second one. I'm getting subtract result is -1. Okay. See, understand one thing. This is going to just come out after the answer is given. If you want to continue this, you need to make use of loops. Okay, so we will put this later on in the do while loop. Okay, so enter 2 numbers. So let us say I'm giving 5 and 6. Okay, now I will go with the third option, which is multiply. So multiply result I'm getting Okay, now let us go with the A. Enter two numbers. So let us say I'm giving 10 and 0 and I will give 4. Okay, so here you are getting some particular, this is not the actual value, right? This should not happen. Why? Because the number is not divisible by 0. If you give proper number, so let us say I'm giving 10 and 2, okay, and I will give 4. So I will be getting the correct output as 5. But second number should not be 0 because this is one of the exception that a number cannot be divided by 0. Okay. So we will write here the condition first whenever we will be using the divide. Okay. So in case 4, we will write some other conditions. Okay. So let me give here one condition. If B is not equal to 0, okay, if B is not equal to 0, I will give a print that is result. Okay, so it is already there now. So let me just give this only. If not 0, else division by 0 error we can give. So I'm just going to copy this, paste it here. And what we can write, we can write error division by 0. Okay, so wherever possible, understand, you need to input, you need to validate the input. That is very important. Otherwise, what will happen? Your output will not be correct. Okay. So now let us see. First, we will compile. Okay. Now let me give the B number as 0. So I will go with the divide. Okay. So I'm getting a proper output now, that error division by 0. Okay. So that user can give a proper number next time for this particular divide. Then let us see one more thing. If you are not writing the break statement. Okay. So what will happen if you are not writing the break statement? So let us compile. We need to recompile after making the changes and saving. So let us say 10 and 2. I'll go with 1. Okay, now look here. In the switch case, if you are not giving the break, okay, so here we are getting the add result and I'm also getting the subtract result. And after subtract, there is a break, so it will not go to the case 3 or case 4. Okay, so break is important to be written. Okay, and now finally, invalid choice. So you need to give all the possible conditions to check. I'll give 5. Okay, so if I'm going to give 5, now 5 is not in the case. 5 is not in the case. Okay, so I will be getting the output as invalid choice. 5 is not in the menu. Okay, so I will be getting invalid choice because it is going to the default. So after this, even if you are not writing break, it is okay because this is the default statement written. Okay, so this is how you are going to make use of the switch case statement, okay, to create a menu driven application and where you have got different values, okay, given by the user. Okay, so there are some queries. Let me go through that. Chinmay, assignments will be uploaded. It is already given. Yeah, it will be shared. I have already shared till day 4 except these codes. Okay. Fine. Now coming to the next. Okay. Come to the ternary operator. Accept two integers and print whether they are equal or not using ternary operator. See, ternary operator we have done earlier. Okay, this can be used in the if else condition also instead of if else. Now we want to see whether two numbers are equal or not, but we will be making use of the ternary operator here. Okay, so let us do this. See, this AI companion is not to be given, so please. Okay, so let us go for the ternary operator. Okay. So we'll have two numbers here. Okay. See, Amar, there is request for AI, this companion. This is not to be given, right? Enter two integers. Okay, then scanf %d address of A and address of B. Okay, now you can check like this. A equal to B. Okay. And simply you can use a question mark. So this is the condition. So what we need to check whether two integers are equal or not. Okay, so if A equal to B, if two integers are equal, then you will print. Okay, both integers are equal. Okay, this is what you will print if this condition is going to be true. Else, colon, that is else, you will print this part. Okay, if it is false. If this is false, you will print that not equal. Both integers are not equal. Okay, so this is quite simple. We can have the slash n here. And let me just write return 0. Okay. Fine. So this is a ternary operator. Let us now run this. So we have got the different file name. So this is a ternary operator. What is not given? Semicolon is not given. Okay. Right. So enter two numbers. If I'm going to give the numbers is 2 and 2, I will get both integers are equal. Okay. A simple, this condition is written. And if you are going to give 1 and 2, so I will get both integers are not equal. Okay. So this is a simple way to check. What if you are giving a negative number? So let us say I'm giving -1 and 1. Okay. So both integers are not equal. Right. So this is a ternary operator. Okay. Now, one more thing I want to show you here. Okay. What is the empty statement? So if you go to a simple if demo, okay, let us go to a simple if demo. Here itself, I can write it down. Okay, just to make you understand about the code. So let us say I have a variable created as int x is equal to 10. Okay. If x equal to 0. Okay, see, this is a simple condition I'm writing, semicolon. Else, I want to print, okay, x is not 0. Okay, this is what I want to print. Now understand, this is known as a null statement. Okay, so null statement means do nothing. Okay, so this is not doing anything, do nothing if x is 0. Okay, so this is known as the null statement. Understand, nothing is given. no printf statement, only semicolon. Okay. So you don't want to give any output. You don't want to do anything if this particular condition is false. Here x is 10, but I'm checking if x equal to 0. Okay. Then nothing should be done. X is not 0. Okay. Now let me just compile this. So this I will be commenting. Okay. The first part. This is a simple if demo which we did, okay, yesterday. Okay. Print f. Okay. So function name was not correct. Okay. So I'm getting now printf x is not 0. If I'm writing if x equal to 10, now let us check. Okay. Okay, see, there is no output. There is nothing given here. Why? Because this condition is true. X equal to 10 is true. So semicolon, do nothing. Okay. And it will come out of the program. Now, if you don't give anything here, let us say semicolon is not given. Okay. Now, in this case, what will happen? So now there will be this compilation error. Okay. Expected expression before else, because before else something has to be there. Now, even if you write this curly brackets, okay, just open and close the bracket and you are not writing anything. Then also it is correct. This is the empty result only, nothing, but something has to be there. So either you simply write this brackets here, open and close, or you give a semicolon. Okay, this is nothing but known as a null statement. So in certain cases, there is a possibility that if condition is either true or false, you don't have to do anything. Okay, so in that case, you can make use of this null statement, right? This is not given, but this is important to know. I hope till here everything is clear. Amar, can you check? There is some issue with Om to connect to this. Amar, are you there? Sandhya, this will be, yeah, taken care by Amar. Okay. Fine. Now, this was the basics we have completed with the simple, conditional constructs. Okay. So we did with the if statement, if else statement, if else statement, that is that ladder. Then nested if else statement, switch case statement, and ternary operator. Okay. Now let us do something with the binary operators. Okay. We also have done previously the bitwise operators. Okay. So now there are two programs. Okay. Which is based on that. Okay. So let us do this. And the explanation is also given here. Okay. Just to make you understand. So we will go for the first problem. First of all, this is based on the system programming or embedded diagnostic. Write a program that accepts an integer and determines if the number is odd or even using bitwise AND. Understand? If you want to find out whether a number is odd or even, you can use the modulus operator. Okay. if number mod 2 equal to 0, that means it is even. Okay, whenever a number is divided by 2, 0, then it is uneven, else it is odd. So we know how to perform that using the arithmetic operations, okay? But you can also do using the bitwise AND operator. Okay, this will be more efficient because you are directly working on the bits. Determines if the number is positive, negative, or zero using conditional construct. Okay, so two things you are supposed to do here. So first of all, you need to give whether that a number is odd or even. Second, you need to give whether that given number is positive, negative, or zero. Okay. So now if you will see, these are some decimal numbers. Okay, odd and even both are taken. So if you go with the binary representation of any number, okay, which is in base 2. So 4 number is represented as this, okay. So least significant bit is 0 here. That is this particular bit on the extreme right. Okay, so we know in binary, the number which ends with 0 is even and the number which ends with 1 is odd. Okay, so 0, 1, 0, 0. The least significant bit is 0, that it is even. If it is 1, it is odd. Okay. Now, what we need to do is, since we need to perform the bitwise AND operator to find whether the given number is even or odd. Okay, so let us take the example here of 7. Now, 7 number is represented as 0, 1, 1, 1. Okay, in binary. And one number is 0001, that we know, okay, because we need to add. Now after adding you will be getting 0001, which is a non-zero, so condition is true, so output will be 7 is odd. Okay, and if you are taking an even number, when you add it will be all 0, condition is false, so 10 is even. Okay, this is how you can perform using the bitwise AND operator. Okay, now let us write that and actually see the output. So I'll be creating a new file now. So let me first write the code and then we will save this. Okay, return 0. So this will be odd even dot c. Okay, right. So first of all, since we need to only accept one integer, so enter an integer. Okay, enter an integer. Scanf %d address of I have not created a variable. Let me create a variable as num first here so that we are taking in that. Okay, fine. Now do the proper validation because you will not check the number for 0. Okay, so check the number is if check the number for 0. Okay, so if num equal to 0, okay, you will print that the number is 0. Okay, you can give any output. Else, because we don't want that number should be 0. Okay, so now you will start with the else part here. Now we will be using the bitwise check for even and odd. Okay, so if num and 1. Okay, so printf If it is true, then it is odd number, right? So what you can do? Percentage D is odd. That's it. Oh, and then you need to print a number also, right? So number. Else you can print it is even. Okay. So you can print here that percentage D is even. This number is even. And we need to also give positive and negative. Okay. So understand positive and negative needs to be given. So you need to determine the sign. Determine the sign of the number. Sorry, it is not signal, it is sign. So if num is greater than 0, you can say number is positive. Okay. Else you can print number is negative. I'm just using that sign. Okay, return 0. That's it. So this is how you can check whether the number is odd or even by using the bit. Okay. Let us first compile and execute this. This is the odd even. Okay, so enter an integer. Let us say if I'm giving 4. So I'm getting 4 is even, number is positive. If I'm giving -4, -4 is even, number is negative. Okay, now if I'm going to give 3, 3 is odd, number is positive. Minus, let us say 11, -11 is odd, number is negative. And if I'm giving 0, okay, so number is 0, right? So 0 is also checked. Fine. So this is how you can use the bitwise operator, okay, along with this conditional construct. Coming to the last example of this, okay. This is the question, okay. This is related to embedded system IoT device configuration. A smart IoT device stores configuration settings in a single byte using the bit flags. Each bit in the byte represents a specific feature. Each bit in the byte represents a specific feature. Okay. So bit position 0, 1, 2, and 3. Understand the configuration setting of an IoT device, a smart device, is stored using a bit flag in a single byte. Okay, but within a single byte, the different bit position will have a specific feature. So 0, Wi-Fi enabled. Okay, value if on is 1. If the bit position 1, Bluetooth enabled. 2, GPS enabled, camera enabled. Okay, so these are the values given for this feature. Write a C program to take the configuration byte from the user. Now 0 to 15, because the total value of this will be 15. If you sum up this 1, 2, 4 and 8, the total value comes to 15. Okay. So we need to take the configuration byte from the user, use bitwise and conditional constructs to check which feature are enabled and display the corresponding feature. Okay. Now for this, we will use if condition only. Okay. So let us write this last program, last demo of your conditional constructs. Okay. So lot of demos are done for each and every, and then you will have the assignments based on this. Okay. So this is the device configuration dot c. Okay. So let us write the main function. Whatever are the requirements, first you need to write the code for that, for accepting whatever is the required data from the user. Okay. So we need to take the configuration byte from the user. So we will take the configuration byte. So I'm just going to write the config byte value. Okay. Give a proper name. Then printf, I'm going to ask the user enter device configuration. Okay, device configuration. And this will be from 0 to 15. Understand the total submission value of that is 50. Okay, so scanf %d @config. Okay, @config. So there are some queries. Yeah, Sandhya, as I said that you will be getting. Yeah, you can use that float as well. Okay. Ternary operator will work, Shifa. But yes, you can write the alternate code using if else. That will be uploaded. Okay. Assignments will be uploaded. Line 16 of which code? Wait a minute. Amar, are you there? Amar? Okay, I am sharing the screen once again. So let us first complete this. Okay. So we will take the config byte value from the user. If config byte value is less than 0 or greater than 15, because it is in between 0 to 15, sorry, 1 to 15. Okay, so you can give some output to the user. In that case, a message to the user that it is invalid configuration. And return 0 because you need to exit. Okay, now we will use the printf. So here else condition is not used. And now we will tell the user about the enabled features, whatever are there. If config byte value printf, what is enabled? Wi-Fi is enabled, right? So let me check. Wi-Fi enabled, right? If it is 1. Now let me copy paste this. If it is 2, then Bluetooth is enabled, right? So here I will simply change this. Then we have got 2 GPS enabled. Now that number is what? 4. Okay, so if it is 4, here I will write GPS enabled. And if it is 8, camera enabled. Okay, now this is the output. But if it is 0, okay, if config byte value equal to 0, okay, so in if conditions we are always going to use equal to. No features enabled. No features enabled. Okay, let us now check this. So I need to close. So this is device. Okay, so we are getting that you enter the device configuration from 0 to 15. Understand, initially I will go ahead with only giving 1, 2, 4 and 8 values. Okay, so if I'm going to give 1, I'm getting Wi-Fi enabled. Okay, then I'll go ahead with 2. So I will be getting Bluetooth enabled. Okay, then 4, I'll be getting GPS enabled. And 8, I'm getting camera enabled. Now, if you go ahead with the combination, okay, because total is 15 here. So if I will give, let us say 3. Okay, 1, 2 are there, 3. So 3 means Wi-Fi and Bluetooth both are enabled. Okay, so if you are giving any number between 1 to 15, you will be getting the features which are enabled. So 3 is nothing but 1 and 2. So we are having Wi-Fi and Bluetooth both are enabled. Now 4 is there, let us give 5. Okay, so 5 means what? So this is 4 and 5. So I should have Wi-Fi enabled and GPS because 4 is GPS and 1 is Wi-Fi enabled. Total is 5. Okay, so these two features are enabled. Then 6, 7 also we'll see. See here. 6 is what? 4, 5 and 6. So Bluetooth and GPS enabled. Okay, like this you check with all the possible combination. And if I'm going to give 15, 15 means all because total is coming to 15. So all the features are enabled. And let us say that if you give a value 0, no features enabled. Okay, that is correct. And if you are going to give, let us say greater than 15, let us say 16, invalid configuration. If you are going to give -0, okay, sorry, -2, invalid configuration. Okay, so you have to properly input all the different configuration values. See, this is what is, testing. Okay, so whenever you write any particular program, when it comes to testing that, you need to test all the possible values and see whether your if condition is also getting the proper output, else is also getting executed with all the possible combinations of the values within the range, out of the range, okay, boundary values, okay, between a set values, everything you need to check. And that is where your testing will be coming. Okay, so this is all about the conditional constructs. Okay, so what I did, I have done with this some 8 case studies. Okay, so this will actually involve all the conditional constructs we have okay given here, right? So where these decision making constructs are useful. Okay, so what are the applications of that? In banking systems, approving loan based on credit score and income. Okay, these are few of the examples I have mentioned, but you can have many. Okay, e-commerce, displaying the product availability, discounts and offers based on user type. Okay, because there are different types of the users, premium users, okay, new users, fine. Embedded system, controlling devices based on sensor values. Okay, like if temperature is greater than 100, you need to trigger an alarm. Gaming, handling player score condition, win, loss or draw or level unlocking. Operating system, managing process scheduling and error handling. All you will have the conditional constructs. Data validation, checking user input, example valid age, password strength or file type. Security system, granting or denying access based on authentication flag. If the user is authenticated, then only permission should be given, access grant, else it should not be given. Okay, so this is all about the decision making construct, but we have to use this in the loops as well. Okay, so finally, based on all this, this is the C assignment day 4 where 5 questions are given. Okay, you have to properly understand each and every problem statement given, and then you need to write the code. Okay, so it is using all your if else, your nested if else, your switch case, ternary operator. Okay, what operators you will use, that also is mentioned. But if you want to write with any other logic, you can write it down. Okay, so first is your electricity bill calculator, then online shopping discount. Okay, based on the customer type, traffic signal decision system, banking loan eligibility checker, whether a particular customer is eligible for loan or not. Hospital emergency response system. Okay, so these are some 5 questions on the conditional statements. So you need to write the code, take the user input, properly validate the user input. Like, okay, I have done in few examples, like you need to check whether the number is 0, okay, or it is negative, or it is greater than the range provided, then you need to give a proper message to the user. Okay, use the proper formatted outputs, and use the proper precisions wherever required, and test the programs with multiple input cases. As I said, you need to test your programs. Okay, so you test it, valid test case, invalid test case. Okay, so valid, you should get the correct output. Invalid test case means you should not get the proper output. Okay, or you should get the output of the false condition. In valid test case, you should get the output of the true condition. So you need to check with all the various inputs. Okay, so this is already shared. It will be uploaded in the LMS. You will get it, but try to do all these assignments. Okay, good if you will be able to do all this. Asrita, which line when you write /n? See, /n means it will go to the new line. /n always we are writing, it will go to the next line. Okay. We just need to print the next in the next line. Okay. So this is the output what we have done. It will go to the new line. Yesterday also we have done. Okay, like if you want to have two new lines, you can just write 2/n. Okay, that is also correct, right? It is up to you how many new lines you want. Okay, so we completed all this. I will be uploading all this also, sharing, so that you are getting that before you start working on the assignments. Okay. Now come to the next topic, which is looping and iterative constructs. As I said, this is going to be a very, very important topic. Okay, because your logic, all your programs will be using the loops. Okay, so what we are going to learn in this looping and iterative construct: types of loops, loop control statements, nested loops, infinite loops, counter controlled versus condition controlled loops, and then finally we'll compare the loops. Okay, and we will be working on the programs on the loop the same way I worked on the conditional constructs. Okay, so there are these different programs, okay, which we will be doing. Okay, there are some 8 programs to work on looping, and similarly you will have the uh, assignment on these iterative loops. Okay, so let us start. So in C programming, iterative or looping constructs are used to execute a block of code repeatedly till a specified condition is met. Okay, so first we have seen the sequence. Okay, first type of the instruction we have started to learn was by writing the instructions in sequence, and it was getting executed in sequence. Second, we understood about what is the conditional execution based on if else, nested if else, switch case. Okay, that was the conditional execution, because everything should not get executed. Okay, so execution must happen based on the condition. Now, third is, okay, how many times you want to perform that task. Okay, looping, right? So there are 3 types of the loops: for loop, while loop, and do while loop. Okay, so what is a for loop? Used when number of iterations is known, condition check before entering the loop. Okay, entry controlled. Now there has to be condition. Now what is this condition? How many times the loop needs to be run? Is it 1 time? Is it 2 times? It is 100 times? Is it infinite times? Okay. Typical use cases are counting arrays, fixed repetitions, where your repetitions are going to be fixed. Okay, n number of repetitions are there. N can be 10, n can be 20. Then we have got while loop used when number of iterations is unknown. Before entering the loop, condition is checked. So entry controlled means when you will start the loop, okay, at that time the condition will be checked. So where this type of loop will be used, input based repetition waiting for a condition. Okay, you can also use this type of a loop if there are certain inputs you are waiting from the user. Condition. Do while loop. Now do means at least one time the execution will happen and then the condition will be checked. So condition is checked at the exit. Okay, exit controlled. Used when loop must run at least once. At least once if the loop needs to run. Then do while loop. In the other two cases, initially only if the condition is false, loop will not run. So here in the case of for loop and in the case of while loop, if initially itself the condition is becoming false, loop will not run. But in the do while, at least for one time, loop will run and then it will test the condition. And that is why entry controlled and exit controlled. This is good for menu driven program user input validation. Remember the program we did of the calculator. Okay, user wants to add, multiply, divide the numbers. Now this should go on. Okay, the program should not get exit. It should go on and ask the user whether user needs to perform some other operation. So that in that case, you have to make use of a do while. Okay. So now these are the flowchart diagrams for understanding each one of this. So here we have got a for loop. Okay. Coming to the start of this diagram. So first is initialization. Okay. Loop needs to be initialized with some condition. Then condition checking. If condition is true statement, then you have to increment and decrement. If false, okay, you will end the loop. Now this is a very basic for loop example given. Okay. Now let me write also this so that you will understand, because here, at the time of compilation, you need to take care, or you can change the code. I will let you know. So now what I will do, I'll create these files, okay, in day 5. So let me write, this is the for loop, okay. Or I can write here loops only so that I can explain all the loops in one, okay. So here I will first explain what is a for loop. So stdio.h, then we will write int main. Okay, return 0. Fine. Now here let me first write the for loop. Now for loop will be written like this. Okay, for, okay, 3 parameter this is going to take. Okay, this for is going to accept this 3. First is the initial value. So I want to start, okay, int I equal to 1. Understand? Int I equal to 1. This is the initialization. Okay. Then second has to be the condition checking. So semicolon, I is less than equal to 10. Okay. Semicolon, that is a condition check. Now, if the condition is true, then the statements will execute. Which statement? Whatever you're writing inside the for loop. So printf, okay, I simply want to give this number. So %d, okay, and I want to give in the same line. So I'm just leaving this particular space between the numbers. So here I want to print this I. Okay, understand? First, this initialization of the I variable will happen. First is the initialization, then the condition will be checked. This condition, I is less than 10, yes. If this condition is true, then these statements will execute whatever is written inside the for loop. Okay, now after that, it will come to the increment or decrement. So I will write here the increment, that is I plus plus. Okay, so this increment will happen. Now, after this increment is going to happen, again it will check the condition. So I plus plus means it is now becoming 2. So check the condition. 2 is less than equal to 10. Yes. Then it will print the value 2. Then again here it will increment. Now it is 3. So 3 is less than 10. Yes, it will come inside the for loop. 3 will be printed. That means this initialization will happen only for initial time, only for one time, and then only this loop is going to run. Now, when the value of I will reach to 10, okay, so I equal to 10. So this is true. So 10 will be printed. Okay. Now 10 plus 1, it will become 11. So is 11 less than equal to 10? False. So when this condition is going to be false, it will come out of the loop. Okay, and then it will not be getting printed. Now this is what is a simple for loop. This is a simple for loop. So it is going to take these three particular parameters. Okay. First is initialization, test condition, increment or decrement. Okay. And then what should happen? That you are writing within the for loop. Okay. Now let me first execute, compile this. Now we already, discussed about what is the various C standard. Okay. C90, C99, okay, 1999, like that. So this type of initialization is not supported in some standard. That error you will get. Okay, but how to solve that? That also I will tell. So that you are not getting, okay, this type of the output. If you are getting, then you can make the changes to the code. So I'll go back to this day 5. Okay, and let me now compile. So GCC loops.c. Okay. Now, if you will see, what is this? This is a different type of, the error. Okay. Please understand this. So what is written here? Error for loop. Okay. Error for loop. Initial declarations are only allowed in C99. This is the standard. Or C11 mode. For int I is equal to 1, I is less than 10, I plus plus. Then there is a note given, use option. Either you can use this option, this option. They have given multiple options to compile your code. Okay. Now, what they are telling that this is not allowed in C99 or C11. Sorry, are only allowed in C99. Okay. So we are not using C99 version here. Okay, my compiler. So now there is two possibility. Either you use any one of this option to compile your code. Okay, so how to do that? See, when you are compiling the program, you can have the various options. So you can write gcc-std is equal to C99. That means at the time of compilation, you use the standard C99. Okay, and then you write the file name. So that is loops.c. So if you will now give this particular standard C99 standard, now you will not get that error. Okay. If I will write A now, I will get the output of the for loop and it is going to print this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 till 10. Okay. Or another way is, since initialization only is not allowed, so this particular initialization can be written outside the loop. Okay, and here you need to write semicolon because for is going to take 3. Okay, parameters. So first will be int I is equal to 1, then semicolon, test condition, then increment or decrement, or either you write like this. Okay, so now let us, if I will not use this particular standard, okay, I will not get the error. Okay, so there are two possibilities, correct? Either you use that or you can write this initialization outside. Now this is the for loop. So what I have done, I simply want to print the numbers from 1 to 10 in the same line. Okay, in the same line. Now let us go to understanding the while loop, okay, for the same output. So I need a new line. Okay, so I'm just writing /n. Then let us understand the while loop here. Okay. Now the same thing needs to be written in the while loop. How it is written? While loop start, okay, you need to test the condition. If it is true, you will execute the loop body. Like now for loop body executed where we are printing the number. Execute the loop body and then again it will come back to test the condition. So if the condition is true, then the loop body will execute. So this will go on. And if the condition is false, okay, it will end, right? So here we need to first give the value. So let us say I'm giving int x is equal to 1 while x is less than equal to 10. Okay, understand? Now the condition is given in the while loop. Okay, so here this int I is equal to 1 initialization. Here also int x is equal to 1 initialization. The test condition I is less than equal to 10. Here x is less than equal to 10. So this condition is given in the while loop. Okay, now this is the body of the for loop and the same I need to print here. Okay, so instead of I will be writing x. Correct. Now, what about this I plus plus? So this you need to write after the print statement. Okay. That is what we are discussing here. Varda, what is the difference? Okay. See here. Used when the number of iterations is unknown. It is used in input-based repetitions and if the condition is being weighted. Okay. So there are different type of the loops given. Now let us run this also. Okay. So while loop I want to run. Okay. So let us run this both. I should see the output of both the loops. Okay. Sorry. Now why this is actually going to infinite loop? Because I need to increment x. Because I'm using x variable, not I. I is written here. So this is what infinite loop. Okay, we will come back to that. So now let me. Okay, look here. So this is the output of the while loop. Okay, if you want to be specific in writing, so I will simply write here printf. Okay, for loop. So that you will understand this also. And this is the while loop. Okay. So both the outputs are given now. Okay, so for loop output is given and this is the while loop output, right? See here, both are same. Now I'll go for do while loop. Okay, so I'm going to copy this. Then we will see by making the changes. Okay. So this will be do while loop. And here also I will write do while loop. Okay, now do while loop is little bit different. So here we are going to first execute this for one time. Okay, what I will execute for one time? I will be executing this particular printf statement, whatever I need to print. Okay, so let us say I'm going to have a variable. Now this is, let us say A, because I we have already done with. Okay, and I'm going to print this A value. Okay, and then we are going to increment this A by 1, and then the while condition is written here. Okay, so while A is less than equal to 10. See here. Okay, understand this. Okay, where was I? Yeah. Okay, let us execute this now. All the three in one, and then we can make the changes. Okay, look here. So as of now, for all the three, I'm getting the same output. Okay, so we have got 1 to 10, 1 to 10 for while loop and 1 to 10 for do while loop. Now, in this particular case, whatever you are writing in the do block, this is going to execute at least once, okay? And then the condition is getting checked. But in the previous two, first the condition will be checked. First the condition is going to be checked and then the body will be executed. Okay. So if I'm going to write if I is equal to 11 and here I'm going to write x is equal to 11. Okay. And here I'm going to write a equal to 11. Right. So what I did, I have just changed the value. Okay. See, all the possibilities you need to check as I said. Okay. So look here. For loop is not getting executed. Okay, while loop is not getting executed because the condition is false. Initially itself, the condition is getting checked, so it is false. So nothing is in the while loop also. But in the do while loop, I'm getting 11. Why? Because this is going to execute at least one time. Because condition is checked later. Condition is not checked earlier. Okay, that is what is the do while loop. Okay, please understand that. Now, let me come back to having the same one value. Okay. Now, another thing is, if you come back to this particular for loop, okay, understand different outputs based on, okay, how you're using the loop. So let us say if I'm closing this for loop here, see, semicolon is given here in while also I'm giving semicolon. Okay. So if you are giving the semicolon in the for itself, means you are terminating it here. Okay. And this while also you're giving the semicolon here. Correct? Now you see the output. So you need to understand whether you will get an error or whether you are going to get some different output in this case. There is no error. There is not going to be any error. Okay. Okay, now look here. If you are going to close this loop for loop by writing the semicolon, you will get the output as 11. Now this is used in reading the file. Okay, reading the contents of the file entirely. Now what is going to happen if you want to simply run the loop and test the condition but not execute this loop initially, not execute this loop. So what is happening? So I is 1, I is less than 10, true. Now since I have given a semicolon here, this part is not going to execute. Understand, if the for loop is closed here, so even if the condition is true, it will not execute this part because you have closed the for loop here. So condition is true, then instead of this, it will go to I plus plus. So now I is 2. 2 is less than 10, yes. Okay, then 3. 3 is less than 10, yes, then 4. That means this is going to be inside this for statement itself. It will not come inside the for loop block. Now, when I value becomes 11, 11 is less than equal to 10, this condition is false. So when this condition becomes false, it will now enter into the for statement, and now you are getting the value of I, which is 11. Which is 11. This is how the for loop works. Okay. Now, if you see the while, what I did, x is equal to 1, while x is less than is equal to 10. Okay, while x is less than is equal to 10, and I have closed here, semicolon is given. What happened here? Here, okay, you will not get the output and it is waiting. See, but because nothing will happen, it will not enter into the while statement within the while block. It is there itself. So cursor is waiting till there. Okay, if I press enter, nothing is going to happen. See here. Okay, it is waiting. So you press Control C in this case. So if you want to come out of the command prompt, if it is waiting, okay, then Control C. So you will come out of this command prompt and you will get your usual prompt again. Okay. So this is stopping the execution, but here it will give the output once that condition is becoming true. Okay. So what is a do while loop? If you will see this diagram, statement will execute, then the condition checking. Okay, statement, condition checking, if true, again the statement, if false, end. That means initially one time this will happen. Okay, now these are the 3 types of the loop. Okay, now these loops can be controlled by some control statement. Okay, what is the control statement? You want to break the loop. Okay, if some condition is true, or if condition is met, you want to break the loop. That means you need to terminate the loop immediately. Exiting on error condition. So if there is some error, come out of the loop, exit the loop. You don't want to further execute the statement. Continue means you skip the current iteration and continue the next. That means skipping invalid inputs. Okay, skipping invalid inputs. Okay, so let me go through some of the queries. Arpita, we are covering the looping topic now. Okay, loops, iteration. Nothing is executed in while because we have closed that. We have closed that. Okay. See, in this particular case, if you are closing the while loop, it is here only, even though x is 1. But since you are closing the while loop here, okay, it will not enter the while loop body. So it is just waiting there itself because it is getting closed and there are no other statements to run. Not x plus plus also. In this case, so it is going I plus plus now. Then it is testing the condition. Then again it will increment. Then again it will test the condition. But in this case, nothing is going to happen. So no output. In this case, no output. Okay. Then we have got the continue. It will skip the current iteration and it will go to the next. Okay, that means skipping invalid inputs. Skipping invalid inputs. Go to transfers control to a labeled statement. Okay, use is discouraged, exceptional cases. Go to means you are giving some particular label and it will go to that particular label. So sometimes this needs not to be used. Okay, but we will see the break and continue as of now. So let us go to the for loop. Now what I will do, now understand how the break and continue works. Okay. So I want to print this number. Now, let us say that I am incrementing this by 2. So what I have done, I have written I plus equal to 2. That means it is going to increment by two numbers. Okay. Now I will check if I equal to, let us say 6. Okay. Break. Else continue. Else continue. Okay. See here. If it is having the value as 6, then the loop should break. Loop should break. Okay. So this is what is the control statement. This is what is the controlling statement, right? So now let us execute that. And yes, understand you can write any particular, the expression here. Let us see if I want to have the square of the first 10 number, I into I. Okay, so you will get 2, you will get 4 like that. Okay, I'm simply writing I initially. Okay, so look here. So what is happening in this case? I'm getting 1, 3, 5. So all the even numbers I'm getting here. Okay, all the even numbers. So 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9 because I'm incrementing by 2. Now if I equal to 6, okay, break. Else continue. But it is not. Why? Because 6 is not encountered. Okay, because it starts from 1. Okay, so it will be 1, 3, 5, and then 7. 6 is not there. So it is not breaking the loop. Okay, so I will write here 5. Now let me write 5. Okay, look here. So if the I value is 5, we need to break the loop. Okay, so 1, 3, and 5. So now it is not going ahead. It will stop till 5. The same thing you can write in the while loops also. Okay, so it is stopping here. So break means it will stop the execution. Okay, execution or stop the loop. Continue, this will continue the loop. Okay, if it is coming to the false part. So if this is true, okay, if this condition is true, the loop is breaking, else it will continue. Like in the case of 6, it continues. Okay. Let us write the last code here for the labeled statement, okay? But this should not be written. Let me just write it down here. Okay, so this will be, I'm going to write conditional jump using go to. Okay, so let us do one thing. If what is the x value? Let us say because it is 5 will be there only, right? So I just need to write some printf statement here. Okay, so jumping to end loop. Okay, so this is some particular label I'll be creating. Okay, then we have got the go to statement. Okay, so end underscore loop. So this will be jumping out of the loop, jumps out of the loop. Okay, now you have to create a label. So what is the label name? End loop. Okay, so this is the label for the go-to statement. This way also you can do, or the other way what we have done. Okay, so here I will write printf. Okay. So exited the using okay /n. So this is how you can make use of the go-to statement, right? Okay, look here. So if the x value is 5, so when the value of x is becoming 5, this condition becomes true. So if this condition becomes true, it will go to the end loop. This is the label created. Okay, and I'm getting exited the loop using good. Fine. So these are some of the loops, simple examples. Okay, but we need to use this okay later in the program. There are again lot of things you can write, like while x is less than equal to 10, this condition always returns true or false. This always returns true or false. Okay, so if you are going to write here that it is true, always this condition is true, then what will happen? Okay, so this statement should be used very carefully. Okay, right? Because here you cannot use okay true, because true is one here in C. Okay, look here. So this is going to never end. It is going to increment the number because this condition is always true. So this is getting into the infinite loop. So you need to press Control C. Okay, you are getting the addition of the numbers. Why? Because this is always true. One means it is true in C. Okay, so this should be avoided actually, but in certain cases where you want to run continuously and then depending on the input you need to close, then you should write. Okay, so these are some of the loops we will understand in the next session. Okay, on Monday we will continue with these loops. Okay, to understand how the other loops will work, okay, in the various other case studies. Fine. Is this much clear to everyone? The basics of the loop. Okay. We will go to the nested loop, infinite loop. Okay. Fine. Let me now see the queries. Simple interest. Asrita, which simple interest program you are talking about? Asrita, which simple interest program? You are talking about the assignment? Continue will not skip. Continue will continue with the loop. Current will be skip and it will continue. Okay. Ashrita, that is your assignment day 3. Right? So you need to find out the formula for simple interest, calculate the simple interest, and then you need to provide the output in this particular format. That was the question. You need to use the simple interest calculation formula. Have you done that? Are you getting the output? Continue. Akshara, break is for breaking the loop, right? Continue will continue the loop, right? If this condition, if I is 5, then break, it will stop the loop. Okay, if I is not 5, then else it will continue the loop and it will execute the for the rest of the loop. Okay. Fine. So yesterday there was a query. So last few minutes, let me go ahead with the your MCQ questions. Okay. Yesterday this was the quiz which was given to you. Okay. So there were some queries based on this. This is quite simple. Which of the following best defines a program? Okay. A set of instructions given to a computer to perform specific task. This was the right answer. Which of the following is not a feature of the C programming language? Remember, C is not object-oriented programming language. Okay, C is portable because you can compile and execute anywhere. Rich library of functions, like we have got the libraries like stdio.h or other libraries which has got the function. You can manage the memory dynamically by using pointers. Okay, so this we have already gone through in the features of C, C++, Java, C Sharp. Okay, all that are object-oriented programming because they will work on the classes and the objects. And objects contains, okay, the properties and the methods, okay, events, everything. C language is most widely used in which of the applications? Okay, embedded systems and operating system. C is used in game development, in utilities, in operating system because it is close to the hardware. Web development, mostly your web development, other programming languages are used, not in mobile or word processing. Then what is the correct sequence of steps in the compilation process? Okay, so always first is pre-processing. See, you can skip this, right? The linking is not the first one, compilation is not the first one, assembling is not. So pre-processing, because it will be including the header files, compilation, then assembling, okay? Your object file is getting created and then finally linking, which will generate the output file. What is the output file generated after the compilation stage before linking? That is the object file. Okay. Then which of the following correctly represents the structure? So this was also one of the question raised yesterday. C structure means what? Here they are talking about this. Okay. So first we have to include the header files. Okay. So first we are including the header file. Right. Then we are writing the main function. We have to write the main function. Okay. Then we will use the declarations. Whatever we have to use the declarations, we will use here. And then we will write the statement. Okay. So others are not correct. The main function should not be at the end. Within the main functions, you will have the declarations and the statement. Then which function is mandatory in every C program? Main is mandatory because everything will be written in the main. Correct. And this is the entry point. What will be the output of the given C program? Hash include stdio.h is correct. Int main is also properly written. This was the typo error. Yesterday somebody pointed out this. So you have to consider this as return 0. So welcome to C programming. That will be the output in this case. Then predict the output of the following C code. This was the query asked. Okay. We did with the operator precedence. Okay, so let me just open this. Now in the operator precedence, okay, if you see, we have got multiplicative as on the higher precedence level, and then we have got the additive, okay. And in multiplicative, we have got the operators in this particular order, okay. So int a is equal to 20, b is 3, c is 2, okay. So a divided by b into c plus 1. Okay, so this is what is given, right? So output will be 13 here. you have to apply that particular operator. The correct output of this is 13. Okay. Some of you have done that correctly. What will be the value of B after the following code executes? Float A is 12.7F and this A is stored in B. Okay, so since the float value is stored in B and implicitly, okay, you don't have to do any explicit typecasting, that is not done here. So since we are storing this in B, so 0.7 will not be taken. Okay, so the value which will be stored in this will be only 12. Okay, so here only 12 will be the answer. Okay. So I hope this is clear to everyone. You can also write this and check the output. Okay, you can write this and check the output. You can compile and execute. Asrita, in which program you got the error? Can you specify in which program you have got the error and you are not getting the output? Asrita, assignment will be uploaded. See, I will write it down that. Okay. First program. Which first program? You are talking about the assignment. Okay, so I just had executed that. program, okay, whatever is given. So if you want to check the answer, I'm just going to show you that. Okay, the same thing I have written. Okay, look here. So a result is equal to A divided by B into C plus 1, and I have executed that. Okay, so you're getting the output as 13. Okay, so somebody has written 12, but it is 13. Okay, I hope you can see the screen. Okay, so the same is written. Okay, and the output is 13 here. Right? Fine. So I think, and for the other programs, okay, once you are completing with the assignment, let me know. Simple interest, you need to, use the correct formula, and then you can. You can let me know, okay, in the next session about that. Amar, attendance link, and they're asking for attendance link. I think it is
Yeah, sure,
shared,
ma'am. I
right?
will share
Yeah.
that.
Hmm. Okay. Already till yesterday, okay, everything has been shared till the assignment. Okay, this today's program, whatever we have done, that also I will be sharing. So Amar, you can upload that later. And then on Monday, we'll continue with this loops. Okay, and then we will start with the arrays, which is important topic again. Okay, and your queries also. Okay, tomorrow there is no class, right?
No, Saturday, Sunday, no any
Yeah,
class.
everyone, Saturday, Sunday, no sessions. Okay, so that is why I told you earlier, 2 days you have got to work on the assignments. Okay, and to go through all the programs, whatever is uploaded till day 3, day 4, I will be doing it now. Okay, so 2 days you can work on this and try to complete the assignment. Okay, so we will now have the session on Monday. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Amar. So we'll
Yeah, sure.
meet on Monday. Thank you.
Yeah. So students, I already shared the attendance link. I'm resharing that if anybody missed on that. So please mark your attendance and share your feedback about the session. Okay. And secondary thing, as ma'am mentioned, that Saturday, Sunday, there will be no any classes. So the next class will be on Monday, that is the day 6. So we are successfully completed the 5 days of training program and 10 more days to go. So assignment, PDF, PPT, you have to find over the LMS portal. This question I already repeated too many times. Like I already took the KT 2 times. Again, every day same questions. So guys, be careful, be attentive whenever you are attending the session, and just listen properly. What's happening into the class? Okay. Those who are not able to access the LMS, feel free to reach out to us via mail ID edl@texla.com. Okay, so our team will help you on that part. I'm just posting that mail ID. Yes, I shared that. Okay, guys. So whatever the assignments are there, that is just for practice purpose. You're not required to submit anywhere. Okay. So please make a note of that as well. So you just need to practice on that. There is no any requirement of assignment submission. This is for you. Take on I say we are here to learn something. We're just not here for attendance, right? So make sure that like Saturday, Sunday, mom was shared some assignments or we've done some practice things. So tomorrow morning or afternoon, that things will be live onto the LMS as well. So make use of it. which will definitely help you, right? So whenever you're going to crack the job interviews. So these are the important thing, right? C is a base, okay? So how is to be a base for a building, and just not to say, but this is the reality, right? So you guys also know that those who are coming from the CS background, so the first language was to start our first program with the hello world, right? So the logical thinking, so that will build from here itself. So take this all this activity on a serious note, and do some practice on the same, and we'll see you again on Monday, right? So good to wind up, guys, or anything else, or do you have any query or question? If anything, you can just post in the chat box. I will take it up for us. We'll wind up for them. So we'll be there for 2 more minutes. Any query, any question, post in the chat box. I will reshare the attendance link once again as well if anybody missed on that. So please mark your attendance. Yes, I should reshare that. Oh my God. Good evening, sir. I'm managing the college and I'm in civil and personal and loving development. Same management. Uh, you're registered for on the 5th November. Okay, so you can just drop an email to edl@dexla.com. So our team will check actually where is the gap, why you're not getting on that your dashboard. Okay, if it's not added, then team will add you. So how you share the proper message. So likewise, you can share the proper mail to us on edl@dexla.com. Team will give you the access. Where will get these PDFs on LMS? Same question, same answer, multiple times. Okay, I hope you two participant you are enjoying. So I'm requesting everybody, if you're not subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel. We have two channel actually. So one is with XLR and one is with XLR solution. You will get the content on both of the YouTube channel. Okay, and hit the like button as well. This it will be available. Okay. I think just I said that like by tomorrow afternoon it will be there. Is any feedback about the sessions? Any suggestions? Yes, yes. Guys, if you don't have any query or question or anything to talk or share, so you can leave the session. Anyway, in 1 minute, I'm going to wind up for the day because I'm not seeing any questions in the chat box. So let's wind up. Okay, so thank you so much, all of you, for joining on to the day 5. And let's connect again on Monday sharp at 7 o'clock. So happy weekend, but make useful weekend as well. Keep practicing, okay? So till the Monday, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and happy learning with Excel. And see you on Monday. Bye bye.